Hello Internet, we're back in Factorio for part 3, I guess. Okay, so what's the plan? Well, I was thinking about it more and I may have been slightly, over-enthusiastic about demolishing my base and building the new one, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to be getting to that probably in this episode, even with the time-lapse. I was thinking about what I actually have to do, what I actually have to build to even have the stuff to set up that base. So we're probably going to need a whole ton of landfill, so I should definitely go and set that up. That probably won't be a problem. It will probably aggro that base quite a lot though, but that's fine, we'll just stick some guns on it. So we're going to need guns and ammo, and we're going to need a whole ton of miners. So let's just collect the stuff, and I should also probably actually, add some kind of automation for making factory parts, like assemblers and the rest of the different types of arms we're going to need. Probably, that would be a good idea. We'll worry about that in a minute after I set up the mines. I'm going to need more steel. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, probably. I'll pick up a little bit of extra steel anyway, though. How are we for belts? We're fine, okay. At least I run a lot faster. And it seems like it's not actually even draining the batteries during daylight hours, so that's good. Nope. Oh yeah, and I actually have to move my wall up. I am carrying some walls, so that's okay. These guys might actually be too close. I might just have to take them out. There's going to be like constant attacks if I leave them there. Medium biters. Okay, good. Medium biters have started spawning, so that's slightly annoying. Well, now that I've taken those guys out, I probably won't need as many guns, but throw enough up here anyway. Where does this cliff actually go? It's sort of inwards. Not that much. Okay, that should be sufficient. I mean, it's still pretty likely they'll end up attacking here, just because as soon as I start heavily mining this, the pollution cloud will come out, so they'll probably come up this way. So maybe I'll stick an extra turret on there and there, I guess. I should have brought some landfill, shouldn't I? Well, I guess I'm about to start making landfill up here, so that's probably okay. Let's just vaguely get this somewhere in the middle. No, that's not in line at all. Let's try not to cut down too many of these trees. Not necessarily for the pollution absorbing, but more just because it takes too long. Okay. Yeah, that'll probably be fine. Assembly machines. And we'll just merge the belts like here-ish. We're going to want a big old chest for these because we're probably going to need a lot. And a whole bunch of... Okay, they are still attacking that corner. It's a weird angle. I don't know why they're not going... Why they're going like down and around. I guess they're trying to get to the main part of the factory. That's probably why they're pathfinding that way. Okay, belts. And then a bunch of arms. Yeah, we are going to need that one. Alright, let's just get this going so that it's actually making landfill while I'm fiddling around. And that's not aligned. That's why that power pole seemed like it was in a weird position. Oh, I'm only carrying 4 efficiency modules. Well, that's a shame. This would probably be a better place to put them just to keep the pollution down. This seems wrong somehow. Oh no, it's fine. Let's just make as many as I can, I guess. We'll just... could still use quite a lot more than that. I mean, it's input limited by the rate that I can actually get the arms going. I suppose I could research stack inserters at this point if I wanted to. And let me get this fish before I cover it in dirt. Wait, what turret was that? Oh. Yeah, I guess they are going to go for that one. Okay. Well, that's not quite a full belt, I don't think. But that'll be enough to be getting on with. Okay, so we should probably build a little bit more factory. Oh yeah, and the other thing I was going to do, which I set up during the last video, was make some little radar outposts. 5 solar panels is enough to run a radar during the day, but I'm not really bothered about it turning off during the night, because they're only going to be for revealing more of the map, so they can take as long as they need to. So I might just drop a few of those out in the world. How are we doing on the cliff explosives? Okay, we're nearly done with the first stack. I might do another one. We're probably going to need quite a few. How many cliffs are we going to need to get rid of? Like all of this, and well, we might not have to get rid of that bit or that bit. Probably will need to get rid of those. How are you doing? Okay, reasonable. How are we doing on greens? Yep. We're actually starting to back up again. I might be able to start making some more of the modules. Or maybe just speed these up. Maybe speed these up as well. Are we done with the robo frames? Oh, wait, these are 2 batteries, aren't they? Which means somehow I've got 1 battery in 2 of these. Yep. I guess we could do some more robo frames as well. While we're just hanging around. Okay, so if I want to make if I want to make assembly machines, what do I need? Iron, gears, circuits, and then the upgrade is the same again plus steel. Kind of run up against the cliff wall at the bottom of my base. Awkwardly. I guess I could branch the belts off like here-ish and maybe jam it in. Wait, I need a gear factory as well, don't I? Because I'm not actually belting gears yet. That'll be a future thing for my actual base. Let's go with maybe that. Does that work? I mean, I do have red belts, so I can just use the longer undergrounds if I really need to. That will probably work though. Not so much for the steel. Yeah, okay, we'll just do this. It's stupid, but it'll work. Wait, no, not there. Yes, that should be everything. Are we going to use mainly ones, or are we going to actually upgrade to twos when I build the main factory? Probably won't need more than a stack anyway. We'll go with maybe 2 stacks of twos, assuming that they have enough time to actually even make that many in the time that I'm doing all this. Probably going to want fast arms. Okay, that's that going. Okay, right, well, I think we can probably move into the sped up section of the video. don't know quite what I'm going to get done during this. Probably a lot of planning and just letting the base run research and make parts while I'm landfilling and blueprinting and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably all that's going to happen. So we'll see how it goes and then we'll come back in a couple of hours' time. Or for you, probably like 15 minutes, maybe less. I don't know how fast the sped up footage actually is. And we're back. As you can see, the base still remains. It's not disassembling time just yet. It's getting there. It's definitely getting close, I think, probably. So mainly what I've been doing in the last couple of hours is, well, making a whole ton of landfill and a lot of planning. So let's just go up here and see what I'm theoretically going to put down for this base. This is all based on no actual maths, it's just, well, okay, a tiny amount of maths. I'm just vaguely guessing, because I'm not really that worried about, you know, super efficient ratios or anything, because all I'm really intending to do with the main base is launch a rocket and maybe get a bit of space science, but not like, you know, thousands of space science per minute or whatever. I'm not overly worried about maximising that production. The green circuits, that's a different matter, but I haven't even thought about designing that just yet. This is all for the main base. So we're going to have a train line that's coming in around the top edge, so it can go all the way to the left, out to the rest of the map that direction, and also maybe to an oil refinery and maybe some nuclear stuff up there. Now, looks like my guns are out of ammo, so we better go deal with that real quick, because they're getting blown up. I should have put more ammo in these ones specifically. Do I have enough to make more guns? I don't. Crap. Where you at, bugs? What you doing over here? Where did they actually go? After they killed all this. They didn't come down here, did they? Well, that's worrying. Now I've got bugs on the loose somewhere that I don't even know where they are. They could have gone straight past towards the main base, but they don't seem to be on the map yet. Or they could be trying to build, I guess. Crap. I need guns. To rebuild. Oh, I guess that could be the remains of them there, if they went back up. Yeah, and that side's just getting attacked as usual. So anyway, while I'm running around, let's just attempt to continue my cap up of that, what I'm planning. So you've got the train line going across the top that can go to the left and go to oil refineries and possibly nuclear stuff, we'll see. I mean, there probably will be some nuclear stuff, because you're going to need a lot of power. And then coming off of there, we've got the train station arrangement, which I'm also not entirely certain about just yet. I'm thinking there's going to be some kind of maybe train stacker, I don't know. I might just... Well, I might have one layer of train stacking, and then I typically run my stations by disabling them off of the storage sensors, so I guess I probably will need some kind of train stack, but we'll see about that too. And then each of those sets of smelters is effectively going to free of those lines of smelters fills a blue belt, if I've done that little bit of maths right. So we're probably going to be running one belt of iron, one belt of copper, one belt of steel, and then there's some pass-through for coal and stone and the other thing, uranium maybe, and a couple of spare extra belts. Oh no, wait, the other belts, not just the spare ones. There are a couple of spare ones, but there's also space to run through circuits and red and blue circuits also, because theoretically those are going to be coming in from a different factory where we're going to be making the circuits, which I'm not 100% certain where I'm going to put that yet either, whether that will be immediately next door to the actual base or further away and then trained in. But I've just left enough space to possibly train them in, if that does turn out to be what I end up doing. Yes, so that should be all these smelting lines. So if I just run down here a bit more accurately, we're going to have one for iron, one for copper, one for stone and related stuff like concrete and maybe advanced concrete, we'll see about that. And then on this side the two for steel, and then down here I've laid out where the belts are theoretically going to get spaced out onto the bus. I want a path down the middle so I can run down it. Off to one side we'll have a line for linking up roboports to maybe, make a mall type arrangement, and then the spacing of the belts to properly branch them, and then obviously add any intermediates on to additional belts on the outside as we go down. So hopefully that will work. But as I said, I haven't done any maths. One belt of iron and one belt of copper is probably not going to be enough realistically, but arguably it might be. Again, I haven't done the maths, but because we're going to be making the circuits outside this main smelting area in a completely separate smelting area, that might take off quite a significant amount of load from the basic materials that you need to bring in here. But yes, no maths, so we'll just go with it, and if I mess it up, it'll be fine. And I've also spaced these blueprints out to theoretically have beacons in them, but again, I haven't done the maths for that either. So this is set up so that each one of these lines fills a yellow belt, and then you combine 3 of them together and that fills a blue belt. So then when I put the beacons in, I'll probably just put modules in to balance it back to the same speed but with extra productivity. Probably. We'll see if I ever get to that point. I mean, I should, considering I'm planning to make this whole factory to make circuits and modules, probably should have tons of modules available to do that. The power might be a different situation. I mean, again, nuclear power station should be getting one of those at some point. So now the question is, what exactly am I still waiting for? What do I need to do here before I set this all to be disassembled? I'm still waiting on some more landfill, although this factory is completely separate, so that can be doing that by itself. Because obviously I'm probably not going to actually have trains for a long time, because I've still got these ore patches to deplete, so I'll probably just run belts up here and run them as though they were coming off the trains. Also the trains, I'm thinking of doing a robo train system. I don't normally do that, I normally use belts. But it will probably still be belts initially until I've, unlocked and upgraded and generally made robots viable, and also probably got a lot more power stations again. Also, haven't really thought about where I'm going to put power. Because it's around here somewhere, we're probably going to have an oil refinery past the end of the smelters, and then the train line will go through. Maybe we'll just jam the steam engines up here, and then that will eventually be replaced by the nuclear stuff, maybe. That probably makes sense. So yes, this is a matter of some planning, but not all that much planning. Oh, and mining productivity 2 is finished. Well, what else do we need out of this? Do we need thermals? Not right now. I mean, I guess I could make flamethrower turrets. Don't care about belt immunity, don't really need cars. I mean, we could just do that anyway. Don't really need strong explosives. Haven't got into solar panels, so we don't need to worry about electric accumulators. Stacking scissors, we may as well queue that up. Landmines, whoever uses those. Whoever uses combat robots. Projectile damage, that's always just, we can stick that on the end of the queue just to take time. Personal robots, I'm not worried about that yet. It's tier 2 modules, don't need those yet. Don't need lasers yet, because I don't have the power grid for it. Don't need braking force. Don't need prod science. I virtually never really use substations, which is probably a bad habit, but whatever. I have at least pre-built a whole ton of medium power poles, so I won't be using small power poles in the actual factory. Uranium processing we don't need to worry about yet. Logistics robots, also not particularly important just right now. Don't need lab research lead, don't need the lightweight components. What actually is past military 3? Do we need to worry about getting to military 4 maybe? I mean, there's always tanks, but I'm still powerful enough just on foot to deal with medium biters, and then there's artillery, but that's yellow science, don't need to think about that for a good long time. Yeah, we probably don't need any of that yet, and then we're on to purple and yellow science down the bottom, and insert capacity. I mean, I guess if we're going to research stack inserters, we may as well queue up as many of those as we can do. Okay, so that's the science queued up. So beyond all that, what else do we still need to do? Well, if I'm going to run all these smelters, I should probably make all these smelters. It's probably kind of important. And we're probably going to also need to pre-build a whole bunch of extra steam, because with electrical smelters it's going to be way more expensive. Or I could just still use the coal ones, I guess. Except the belts aren't really arranged for that. I don't really have that much coal, I suppose. And I forget whether using coal to make power to run electric furnaces is more efficient than using coal directly. You'd hope it would be. Yeah, okay, well, and we've also got a full box of robo frames down here that are all going to be construction robots. And I'll just dump them in a roboport and let them disassemble the base once I'm ready. Okay, so let's just make some smelters. What do they actually need? Steel, brick, advanced circuits. Do I want to do that somewhere on my line, or do I want to build that completely separately? Because I can always chuck stuff in a box. Well, we could do it down here with steel and advanced circuits and then deliver the bricks by hand, I guess. That would probably be fine. How long do they take to make? 53... Oh, wait, 5 seconds. That was the wrong number. 5 seconds. Yeah, okay, we'll just plonk down a couple of regular factories then. Oh yeah, bricks. Gonna need those too. Let's get rid of that. No, not like that either. You're gonna need that actually on the sides to fit this arrangement in. Okay, how many bricks is it each? 10. So let's say I need... So each of these singular lines is... I've forgotten how many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 24. So let's say we want at least 4 of those lines running to start with. So that's going to be like 100-ish. So we can need about 1,000 bricks to start with, which is most of what's in this box. That should be fast enough to keep up, right? Well, not quite. Well, we'll just upgrade these to blue and that'll be fine. I'm not really super worried about efficiency because that's just going to sit there and do its thing while I'm still dealing with other stuff. Okay. So next I guess we should think about doing the power. Like building a new power up here and then disassembling that one and moving it up there as well, because we can just connect it by a long power cable, that's fine. Let's do... How many am I running at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yep, that's what I figured, so we'll just do another 20 steam engines and 10 boilers. And I should probably come up with a more efficient arrangement of some kind. We'll see how much space we have to work with up here. Oh, I'm going to need some big power poles. Probably not too many. That might not be enough actually, but whatever. And I guess since I have all this locally available oil, I could probably even fuel all the trains with fuel blocks. Maybe just use this oil deposit just to make fuel blocks and then run them up here into the train station area. That could be an option. Okay, so that's where the trains are gonna go, so we could probably maybe build the power over here, kind of. I've been using my pre-made rail blueprints that are grid aligned, which I'm not entirely sure I like really, but they are very quick to lay out. So yeah, let's go with something that will fit in this gap and up here. Say that might be enough, like 6 and then 3. Yeah, that'll probably work. And then the belts will come in here and be split off. I'm going to need some cliff explosives to clear this up, but that'll probably be fine. Or I might not do, actually. Well, we'll see how it fits. But for now, let's just make a sort of quick blueprint arrangement. Actually, if I put the belt in the middle, would that work? So the pipe's going to go here. The belt could go straight up the middle. Not really, because you can't get arms to reach like that. Considering you're going to want it tileable, you're going to want it... Well, no, I suppose if you tile it the other way, then the belt will go to both... will go to 2 sets of engines anyway. Is that good? That's quite a big gap. It's not very space efficient. I think I'd prefer it the other way around. So maybe we shift these back a bit, because then you might be able to... If you make the gap in the middle 3 wide instead of 1 wide. Is this better? I'm not even sure. And pipes like that, and then belt in the centre, and then long arms to the things. No, I'm not sure I like that either. Okay, let's do this the other way. Let's start with a central belt and then work outwards from there. I'll tell you what I could do. If I move these all up 1 more square, then I can make a wiggly pipe. Have those like that. Have these go here. It's not super compact, but since you've got to have the pipe there anyway. And then how does that tile? them 1 square apart. Yeah, that'll probably do. We can run the power poles down the outside instead of the... Well, no, not quite, because they're not in range for the inserters. I just like symmetry too much, which means I'm probably going to end up using a completely unnecessary underground belt here. Like this, and then the splitter line will go up here. Does that tile, are those power poles close enough together? Not quite, you're going to need a pole in between. Well, that's annoying as well. But not really, because you might as well have a full connection all the way across that's separate to the vertical lines. Okay, I think that'll probably work. And what was that? That was 6 out of 10, so we're probably going to need at least 2 more of those. So we'll lay it out something like this. And I totally didn't bring any pipes with me. And I've got to run a really long belt of coal up here. Well, that will probably be for the next episode though, because I guess we've reached the end of this one, which feels weird because my recording session has been all broken up, so there was some significant pauses in the middle of this, but hopefully it won't be noticeable. I guess we can put the end card stuff on screen again. We got our Facebook page, we got our Twitter, which is mostly used to notify people about when the podcast is uploaded to our website, happysalad.net. We make a podcast about video games, where we talk about video games a whole bunch, for 2 to 3 hours at once, every couple of weeks. And apart from that, you're on our YouTube channel probably, watching this, and if you want more content from us to appear for you without you having to come look for it, you can subscribe, and I guess liking is not even a relevant thing to any process of being told about our content, but you know, you can do it anyway. It's there. It's a button. And that's it from me for another episode of Factorio. Come back next time for yet more not great maths and planning.